All right, episode number 11.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think.
We're grooving.
We're just going with that.
We're grooving.
Maybe we should stop counting.
No, we have to. 'Cause then when I edit it, I know what episode we're on.
We'll just let Omar count.
So we were talking about, I don't know, we were just swapping stories about open houses, and we started looking up some stats, and the recent one that we looked up about, how many real estate professionals have died. And the most recent one that we found is in 2021, 25 real estate agents died from on-the-job violence.
That is freaking
in 1 year.
Scary.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And then we also started going into a deep dive, and we noticed that over 60% of realtors are women.
Yeah.
So then we kind of started going on the topic of just women's safety in real estate, because I don't think a lot of people understand how sketchy our job is. We get calls randomly to go meet at a vacant lot, to go meet in a vacant house, and we're by ourselves. No one else is coming with us. We have to drop everything we do to go meet these people, and we put ourselves into some serious...
Well, adding to that, never met them. Like, this is our first interaction in person with them.
Yeah.
In a vacant house.
Yeah.
Just the two
It's
of
like
us.
FaceTime me before we meet, please.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't know who they're going to bring with.
Mm-hmm.
You never ask, like, I don't ask, like, hey, who are you going to bring?
Yeah.
And you try to say, like, oh, is there anyone else like, is your wife going to come with you? Is your husband going to come with you? But you don't know if they're going to bring multiple people.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also too, even like door knocking is super sketchy. I mean, you're by yourself walking up to people's houses. So yeah, we were just kind of on that topic, and we thought this would be a good topic for the podcast.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, with real estate is a lot of the people we work with, we've never met.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like, I tend to be a little naive, and like I see the best in people, so I never think of like all the crazy things that can actually happen when I'm meeting a random person at a vacant lot at 5:00 at night by myself, and you don't really think of those things when you're in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as I'm driving up, I'm kind of like, holy
like,
shit,
this a little sketch now.
I didn't think about that when I initially made the appointment, but as I'm getting close, and I'm like, oh fuck, like this could go very wrong.
Yeah. I think, so I've only experienced one time where I told someone, nah, I'm good. I don't want to meet with you. Mm-hmm. I just got a weird, and they didn't do anything wrong. They just wanted to meet me in, I think it was Buena Park.
Oh, wow.
It was far away from here, and it was like he wanted to meet at like 5 a.m.
Oh,
like
my
super
God.
early in the morning, because he said that he had to catch a flight. And I just got the weirdest vibes. Like, the vibes were off, and I was like, at first I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I can make that work. And then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing? And I called him immediately after, and was like, yeah, I think you should just pick another.
Yeah, I think our instincts are everything, Like, if I get that instinct, I'm like, most of the time, it's right, like, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
I think another time, I'm just thinking about this, another time that I kind of went with my gut is I was with a buyer that I met. Everything was fine. Good vibes were good. But someone pulled up right after us and was like, oh, hi, I'm interested in this house. Can I look at it with you guys? And I was like, we're done. Mm-hmm. It's a vacant house too. This person just literally rolled up on us. And I'm like, we're done. You can go through the house by yourself, and I will wait outside. Mm-hmm. And I asked that buyer, I was like, "Did you mind waiting?" And she was like, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah.
And we waited for him to walk the whole house, and we just waited outside, and then I locked up.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I wouldn't go in the house with him.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens often, or like you'll just be closing up an open house, and someone will
come
pull
over.
up.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten a good solid buyers from that where I've literally locked up and packing up my signs and then like, hey, can I go see it?
Yeah.
It's the thing with like open houses too, you know, like you're literally putting signs out, directing people
to where you are with your picture.
Yes. Well, we don't put our pictures.
I don't put my picture on my signs.
Or good.
My, open house
did
signs
like
for
my
that reason.
first.
Well, and kind of good thing for you guys. You guys have like where it could be a male or female name.
Yeah.
You know, so like you don't know. Like
yeah.
for me, if I was a realtor, Jennifer, like that's for sure a girl.
Yeah. I don't put my my photos on there for that reason.
My first set of signs I did, but now I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I had a situation where I was doing an open house in Hemet, and I was setting my signs out, and then the same car had passed me like 3 times.
Ooh.
It was like a souped up little sports car, so like you can hear it coming from miles away. And he passed me several times and stopped and like honked at me when I was putting my signs out.
Gosh.
So then I was at the house, and the whole time I was like on edge. You know, I'm like, if I hear that car pull up, like I'm locking the doors. Like I'm panicked.
I'm locking myself in the house.
Yes, and hiding in a closet.
Yeah.
But I heard it. It had to have been close because I heard it inside the house. So I'm like sitting there kind of like looking out the window, waiting for somebody to come. Thank God nobody ever came.
Good.
But like we're literally sitting ducks at open house.
Yeah.
And who knows?
And you're by yourself most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people that like won't do open houses
alone.
by themselves.
Yeah.
Like I always have.
Yeah.
It's never been something where I'm like, I can't do it unless I have somebody there. You know, I don't know. Like, but I do know a lot of people that are like, no, they'll take like their husband or something with them. But,
or their lender.
Yeah.
Make their lenders sit with them. Yeah. Or a friend.
Yeah.
To do it. I've always done them by myself.
Yeah,
but whenever I'm at the open house, and maybe this is just me like being aware, I always stand by the front window and I always look who's coming in. So if I see someone with like ski masks on or like 4 dudes, I'm
gonna shut the door.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I like to see who's coming in.
Yeah.
Just so I can kind of be prepared to fight for my life or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I do for open houses.
I kind of do the same. And, like, make sure the back door is unlocked and, like, the side gates, like, unlocked because...
that's a good idea.
Like, knowing... I don't know, like...
Exit
I overanalyze everything, you know? So, I'm like, if somebody comes in, this is my escape route.
Yeah, that's actually really... I don't do that. I just get ready to fight for my life.
Oh, no. If I see something sketch, I'm not fighting. I'm fucking running.
Yeah,
I do feel pretty safe when I ever do an open house and there's a Ring camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like, all right, at least they'll catch them.
Yeah. They have a visual.
Yeah.
At least there'll be a picture, a video of them.
Yeah.
There's other things. There's other things that we can do. I mean, sharing your location. I do not share my location.
And we know.
Yeah.
I probably
just when you go MIA for 2 weeks.
I probably should share my location.
Yeah, with at least one person.
We're gonna handle that today.
I don't even know how to do it.
Don't worry, I got you.
I've never shared.
I'm gonna put you on my Life 360 with my it's called Babies. It's my babies.
Yeah, I've never done it with like in relationships with my parents.
Yeah,
like I just
we're
live on the edge.
That. Yeah, and we know, Les.
But you could share your location. That's one way to be a little bit more safe. Exit plan for the open houses. Not putting your face on your marketing.
Yeah,
that's smart. I mean, how would you handle meeting up with strangers? That's tough.
That one's tough. Yeah,
because you want to get an appointment. You want to get in front of their face.
Yeah, and
I mean, I guess one way would be like, are you pre-approved? Like, I want to see the pre-approval before I meet you. Like, that's one good way, because then at least you know they're legit.
And they're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a hidden agenda to kidnap you.
I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not going to kidnap you, but...
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, too, obviously, carrying things that'll help you fight people off definitely helps.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in Riverside County, I'm pretty sure the sheriff definitely is more favorable to
without a doubt
real estate agents with concealed carry.
Yeah.
And talked with several people, like, in the sheriff's department and stuff, and it's, like, tell them, like, I'm in real estate, and they tell me, you need to get your concealed carry, like, 100%. It'll be an easy process for you, because the line of work that you're in. Yeah. And everybody knows in real estate, like we said, like, you meet strangers every day. So it's, like, the perfect line of work. Like, why concealed carry is there and is even an option, you know?
Yeah.
I think another thing, too, is, like, a lot of people don't realize, like, if I show somebody a house and they want to hand me $40,000 cash, I technically have a license to put that money into escrow either that day or the next day or whatever. Technically, I could take a deposit for a house. So that alone, like, we technically, I mean, it's never happened, but we could. You could get robbed. The other thing, too, is we have access to so much personal information, especially lenders. I mean, what if you get held at gunpoint? Like, give me all their banking information. That absolutely can happen.
Security numbers or whatever.
Socials,
So, yeah, I think also, too, we do have information on a lot of people because you have to disclose pretty much everything about you when you buy a house. Have you guys ever had any other close calls?
I think, like, I talked about it before, like, that house that I had in Redlands where there were squatters in the house and, like, literally took off, scary. Like, with machetes at us and, like, yelled at my seller to get in my car. And it was, like, insane, you know? And you never think of something happening like that. But I always think of, like, what would have happened if they didn't come out of the house before we went in. You know, like, what if we were confronted with them inside of the house? Like,
oh my god,
the whole thing could have been so different. And granted, like, thank God that's not the case, but I always think, like, what happened? Like, what would have happened? And it's like, when the cops got there, I literally made the cops go check the attic because I'm like, I'm gonna be here, like, I don't need somebody jumping down
some other
attic
random
at me,
person
you know,
coming down.
Super sketchy.
Then you're in, like, fight or flight mode, you know?
And
I'd prefer not to have to be in that situation.
I was told when I went through a situation in high school, you don't yell help or rape, you yell fire.
Yeah, because if you yell help, nobody will look.
They don't. So in high school at a Target parking lot, I was almost kidnapped. So what happened was is some guy was walking around the parking lot and, like, I didn't really think anything of it. He had perfume in, like, a bag, and he was trying to sell perfume. But selling the perfume was a way to get close to me. And I think he was obviously scouting to see, like, where women were parking and whatnot. And where I parked, like, I should have parked closer, but I don't know. I was in high school. I don't know. And then he kept coming, let me sell you these perfume. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he just kept ignoring me and getting closer. But anyone else would be like, oh, it's just some guy trying to sell perfume. Once he got close enough, I opened my car door to get in, and he pushed me inside my car to, like, push me all the way through and steal my car with me in it.
Oh my gosh.
So I was able to, like, fight him off. And this is the part, like, it's really weird. The guy trying not to kidnap me didn't really scare me, and, like, I don't really think about it too much, but what I do think about is I made eye contact with 3 different people and screaming help. They looked me straight in my eyes and kept walking.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
Yeah. That's probably the most craziest part about this story is I feel like people saw...
Were they men or women?
They were women and men. 2 of them were men, 1 was a woman.
Because I would say women, like, you would think, like, a woman's going to be like, oh, like, how am I going to fight off a dude, you know? Like, but the men, like, come on.
Yep, made full-on eye contact with me. And at that point, I'm screaming, help, help, help. And then by the second or third person, I don't remember, then I started screaming rape. And, like, at that point, I think my pitch was, like...
Like,
okay,
at a
like,
crazy...
like,
something's happening.
Yeah, so... I don't think I think I did fight him off pretty good, but I think the pitch of, like, my tone scared the guy, and he ran off.
Yeah.
So then I ran into Target. They were able to they called the police. I called my dad. They were able to look at the cameras, pulled the cameras. They got his license plate number. It wasn't, like, it didn't pull up anything. So the cop was like, I'm pretty sure you were almost sex trafficked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dang.
god.
Yeah.
And that
That
comes
is
with, like,
so
being
scary.
aware of your surroundings.
This
like,
was in the middle of
yeah.
the day.
Yeah,
This was
well,
like
which
at
is
3
like-
p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah. And I don't know. You just can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Nowadays. Like,
Yeah. And that's when the cop was like, don't ever yell help or rape, yell fire. Because people are like, oh, I want to help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why wouldn't any
Like,
of those people
you would
help
think you would
me?
just help, period.
Yeah,
and the
like,
cop
and
was
if you're
like-
not going to go intervene, like, call,
yeah,
do
like if I
something.
saw that, I wouldn't intervene because I'm like, what am I gonna? I'm not strong enough
Yeah.
to pull off a man off of this little girl. But you best know I'm gonna run into fucking Target and be like, all the men
Yeah.
get out here.
Yeah,
You
like,
know, like
we need
somebody help
Yeah.
me.
The cop said most likely majority of the people thought it was probably like a domestic violence and didn't want to get involved. And
Because you
I'm
guys were
like-
in the car, basically.
Yeah, like I was halfway in and he was like kicking me and punching me, but I
Oh
was
my
also
God.
kicking and punching back
Yeah.
and trying to. I don't know how I honestly like fight or flight mode. Like,
yeah,
I was
like your strength
I-
when
yeah,
you're
you're not
in,
even
when you're in
thinking,
that, like
oh hell,
that's
no.
like just like when a woman's pissed off, it's like fun, like the memes, like, oh, I'll move
Yeah.
this fridge by myself,
Yeah.
and you literally have the strength to
dresser
do
on your
it.
back.
I was like, I am not getting kidnapped right now in the Target parking. I am not going out like
Yeah.
this. Thankfully, too, the guy wasn't too big. He was
Yeah.
probably about my size.
Oh, that's good.
So I think I got
Yeah.
lucky there. But yeah, yell fire,
Yeah.
scream fire.
I've never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it so many times, and I've never it never like stays in my head. But I guess
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
probably because I've never had anything crazy happen to me. So like, I mean,
Yeah.
knock on wood, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
maybe if something did, it will come out.
Well, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Pretty crazy. But yeah, it's kind of I also too like I feel like watching people watching Selling Sunset or like, oh, your job's so glamorous. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't wear high heels like that because I'm thinking like I gotta fight somebody, I gotta run out the back door.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have a camera crew following me.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you really think about it, like our jobs are actually pretty sketchy, and we actually put ourselves in some serious,
Yeah.
risky situations.
Well, yeah, and we're not always in, like, the best of areas, you know? Like,
no,
if
we're not.
somebody wants to sell a house or buy something anywhere in Southern California,
We're gonna go.
we're
there.
gonna go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're gonna go. There.
And I don't care if it's an area with bars on the windows or not. Like, I'm
I'm still
gonna
selling
go
your house,
there. Right?
Bars or not, I'm selling your house.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Our jobs, I mean, I love it, but it's always unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for today. I'm going to learn how to turn on my location because I have no idea how to do it. And I'm already sweating from my story already. But yeah,
worry.
it would be interesting to know if anyone else has had any sketchy experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope no one responds because that means
Yeah.
no one's been.
And not
I'm
even in the
sure.
real estate industry, just in general.
Just in general,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice to know if any other females have had similar.
I just saw
perfume
like a
stories.
story on TikTok that was like the home goods in Rancho. There was some guy like same thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like
Yeah.
all around, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, or I've also heard the perfumes or the candy, like trying to sell
Yes.
you candy. Just anything to
Yeah.
get close to you,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all around.
super
Well,
sketch.
stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Yell fire.
Fire.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.